Hello friends, welcome to this session of Quality of India. Myself Aryan Vishwakarma, and in this session we are going to talk about reverse FMEA. So the primary focus is going to be on reverse FMEA, but before that let's talk about what exactly is FMEA. So failure mode and effect analysis, it is an important tool, part of 6 core tool, and this is a proactive tool used during APQP activity, advanced product quality planning, or in a broader sense we can say during the product development activity we use FMEA primarily for design FMEA and process FMEA. So the purpose of doing FMEA is to identify failure modes during the design phase, product and process, okay, and identifying the failure modes, how it is going to impact in short run, long run, and then we are analyzing them through identification of severity, occurrence and detection. Then we identify risk priority number in the older method. In the new method we identify action priority, okay. So RPN, risk priority number, which is a multiplication of severity, occurrence and detection. Now in the newer version we use action priority, which is not a multiplication of severity, occurrence, detection. There is basically a table, and by referring to the table we identify the action priority in 3 level: high, medium and low, okay. So FMEA is a very important proactive tool and it is a top down approach. But when we talk about reverse FMEA, now the name itself is suggesting reverse, that means it is going in a reverse manner, okay. So what exactly is reverse FMEA? It is a proactive quality tool, so both, that means FMEA and reverse FMEA, both are proactive, used to validate the effectiveness of the existing failure mode. That means during the product development, whatever FMEA we have made, process FMEA and design FMEA, we have already identified, and whatever FMEA, process FMEA we have done during the development, and according to that we have developed control plans and work instructions, 1-point lessons, and those are implemented in the shop floor or Gemba. So process is going on as per that. Now we need to proactively go to the shop floor and going to check whatever has been identified in the earlier FMEA, and accordingly the FMEA has given input to control plan and work instruction, and the control has been put in place. Are they effective right now? Is there any need of any changes? Okay, so those things needs to be verified. So we are going to observe the actual process happening in the shop floor, product being produced in the shop floor, and the system being controlled in the shop floor. So when we talk about reverse FMEA, it is primarily going to the Gemba or shop floor and observing the system, product and process which is being put in place based on the FMEA, and then taking action. So it's a reverse kind of action, that's why it's called reverse FMEA, right? So it helps verify that the control identified in the original FMEA. So in the original FMEA which has been made during the APQP activity, whatever control has been put in place are implemented and functioning as intended. That means we are sort of validating. So whatever intention was there, are we getting those outputs in the shop floor or not, whether the controls are proper, we are receiving the required quality level. So it is sort of validation of the process, right? And it identifies any new risk that may have been missed during the initial analysis. There are chances. So typically a cross-function team or multidisciplinary approach is used during FMEA activities. So they might have missed certain things. Now there might be some new factors which are playing some role in the processes. So those needs to be studied, analyzed and identified, and accordingly FMEA needs to be revised and other control needs to be put in place. That's why it is called reverse FMEA. So if I talk about explaining the thing in a diagram manner, you can see over here, this is the normal FMEA, which is a top down approach. That means we make FMEA, and based on FMEA we make control plan, input goes to work instruction, and then control plan and work instructions are used in shop floor for putting controls, right? So that needs to be verified in the Gemba. So in the reverse FMEA, which is a bottom up approach, okay, we go to Gemba first, we review work instructions, we review control plan, we see various kinds of control which is being put in place, what kind of pokayokes are there, whether that is effective or not. Okay, all those things are properly verified, analyzed, and accordingly we are giving input to FMEA for its revision. That's why it's a reverse mechanism and it is called reverse FMEA, right? So now the question arises, when to do FMEA? We know. Now when to do reverse FMEA? So the FMEA is done during the APQP activity. So talking about the reverse FMEA after initial FMEA implementation. So once your original FMEA is implemented, now you are doing some production. Okay. So post launch of the product or during the series production, okay, or during early production, you can do reverse FMEA. So give some time after launching of the product and then go to the Gemba to observe the happenings, right? Before or during process audit. So process audit is a part of IATF, talking about automotive quality management system in IATF. Manufacturing process audit is a mandatory requirement, right? So the organization must be conducting manufacturing process audit on a routine basis. So it can be embedded before or after, okay. Part of process audit you can say, or you can put as a separate system. So before process audit or after process audit you can conduct FMEA, that is also fine, okay. So when customer or internal complaint arises, so there would be some customer complaints coming, there might be some internal failures happening, okay. So that can be also linked, and that can be an opportunity to re-evaluate risk assessment pertaining to FMEA. You can also decide some periodicity, maybe every month or every 3 months or every 6 months. You can make some schedule for doing reverse FMEA for all the product categories or the product families, and accordingly also you can do, okay. So that is a sort of preventive approach, and based on the risk you can also make an approach. So there is no fixed rule like for every product category you can have similar frequency. Ideally you should be using risk based thinking, which is a requirement as per ISO 9001 or you can say IATF. So risk based thinking approach must be applied. Higher the criticality of the product category or the product, you can have higher frequency of reviews, right? During engineering change, which is typically called ECN or engineering change notification. So during engineering change you can use reverse FMEA, that can be also giving you lots of inputs. So these are the situations in which we can conduct reverse FMEA, right? Now talking about the purpose, what is the purpose or objectives of reverse FMEA? Of course, we have discussed a lot to validate the implementation, whatever FMEA we have done initially, whether that is working properly, whatever result we were expecting, we are getting those things or not. So it's a sort of validation of the same. Second is, something might have been missed by the cross-function team during the initial FMEA creation. So that review is necessary, okay. So you need to capture real life risk by going to the Gemba and the failure modes and then review. Improve risk assessment accuracy. This is also one of the critical purpose. So update the severity, occurrence and detection ratings based on actual process behavior and finding. So initial rating of severity, occurrence, detection that has been given during the initial phase, okay. Certain considerations are there. So occurrence and detection ratings are normally given for the similar kind of product, similar processes. But now since the production is happening for the same product and we are getting the actual data for all the severity, occurrence, detection for the same product, now there could be little bit different scenarios. So based on that you can do a reverse FMEA. Enhance cross-functional engagement. So cross-function team from different departments like quality, production, maintenance, engineering, you may include some other departments also based on the need. They can get engaged and they can do the validation. So it's a sort of collaboration for them also. And this also support continuous improvement. So on a regular basis, if it is keep on happening, so your system, processes and practices also keeps on improving. And input goes to the design process also. Process flow diagram also gets revised. There might be some inputs for revising the process flow diagram, revising the designs also, right? So it is basically supporting the system for continual improvement. Now there could be a question, what could be the format for reverse FMEA and where can we get the format for reverse FMEA, right? So friends, there is no pre-described format for reverse FMEA as such. You need to see if your customer has some specific requirement. If there is a customer specific requirement on reverse FMEA, you should be using ideally that, or else what? You can develop your own format. Having problem in identifying or developing your own format? Don't worry, we are there. Quality Hub India is there. So we are suggesting you Quality Hub India prescribe simple format for reverse FMEA, right? So how the format is developed? The content, serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Process step, operation number 10, drilling, 20, milling. You all know how the FMEA are developed based on the process flow diagram, process steps. Operation 10, 20, 30 and the operation name needs to be written down over here, right? So this is all we know. Then original failure mode. For every operation, what are the original failure modes has been identified during the original FMEA. That needs to be written down over here. So the input from the previous or the original FMEA. Now, what kind of control has been put in place for each of the failure modes prescribed by the original FMEA? Write down over there. Okay. So all these inputs are from the original FMEA format, right? Now, after reviewing the Gemba or soft floor, we need to fill this area. What is the actual control observed for each of the failure mode and the control put in place? You need to review the soft floor area, Gemba area, process, control, everything and write down here actual control observed. So actual control observed based on the observation at the soft floor, need to write down. Then what are the gaps you have identified? So those gaps needs to be written down over here. Then based on the current scenario, what is your requirement? What is your action recommendation? So there might be some improvement you would be suggesting or the team might be suggesting. So write down all your action needed or recommendations over here, right? And then responsibility. Write down the name and the department both. It is always advisable to write down the name and the department. So responsibility and the department also write down. Then target. Always write down the date like 10, 5 and 25. Okay. So write down the date over here. So this is how a simple format is going to help you to do your reverse FMEA. So hope you must have got clarity about reverse FMEA. So I hope friends you must have liked the video. So kindly write down in the comment section about your views. And let me inform you, Quality Hub India is a certification body accredited by National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies, that is NABCB IAF. So if there is any requirement of ISO certification for your company, for your supplier, if you know any other company who is in need of ISO certification from a reputed brand, you can refer to us. We have an incentive scheme for that also. You can contact us to get clarity about that. Quality Hub India is also accredited by Exemplar Global for lead auditor program. So we are also offering lead auditor program for various management system. We also have a application, Quality Hub India application. You can download the application from Android and iOS store. And there are lot many self-paced learning courses regarding Six Sigma, TPM, TQM, internal auditing, lead auditing. Lot many courses are there. So the courses are available in Hindi and English. At the convenience of your home, you can learn and you can excel in your career. And if there is requirement of any kind of consulting, business consulting, implementation of Six Sigma, improvement opportunity pertaining to operational excellence, business excellence program, or any kind of behavioral and technical training program in your organization, you can contact us. Bye for now. Take care. See you in next video.